Hi, I'm going to give a overview of DeducerSpatial, which is an exciting addition to the Deducer family of plugins. And this plugin allows you to analyze and view spatial data. It's pretty exciting. And so if you want to get started with it, we've got our usual console here, and also I've got the data viewer open here. If you don't already have it installed, you can install it through the package installer. Just click on this and select DeducerSpatial from the drop-down list. And to load it, just click Package Manager and make sure this box right here next to DeducerSpatial is checked. I already have the package installed and loaded, and I also have a dataset here in it called bus, which is data on bus stops here in the Los Angeles area. And it has two variables, latitude and longitude. This is a regular data frame, so with the DeducerSpatial package, we get an extra menu item called Spatial. And one way we can bring in data is by converting a data frame that we already have into a spatial data frame. And here we have our bus data right here, and we just throw latitude and longitude into the appropriate box, and we'll name this data set bus_SP. So we run that, and it creates a new object in our workspace called bus_SP. Now this isn't a data frame anymore. Now it's a spatial data frame. And spatial data frames, in addition to data and variables, also have coordinates, and these are the Mercator coordinates of each one of the points. We can also bring data in by loading it up as a shapefile. Now here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to load in some data of lines of bus routes through the Los Angeles area. And it is in latitude longitude format, so we can set the name of this to be bus lines _SP. And we can say we need to tell it what projection system or the spatial shapefile is in. And it's in lat-long projection, so that's sort of like the usual way to store things. And so we'll just open that up right now, and we'll be able to see it once it is recognized in our data viewer. Takes a couple seconds to show up. And here we have each row represents a line, a route through the Los Angeles area, and we can look at that, at these paths. And so this is one route, one bus route through Los Angeles. And this is the route for the third row. And so the big power is in the spatial plot builder. And so now we've got these data sets in our workspace, we can plot them. And so we can, this right here is a lot like the ggplot2 plot builder in Deducer, but it's also a lot like Google Maps. So we can just zoom in here, and this is using OpenStreetMaps to the Los Angeles area. We can drag around and zoom in, zoom out, and we can just take our points here. We can drag this onto the map, and we're going to plot our bus stops onto our map. And then we can also look at our route. So we're going to plot the lines from our bus SP. Now we can't really see that all that well, so why don't we set the color of our lines to something a little more visible, like red. Okay, so now we can see that we've got some of the bus routes plotted onto the map here, along with all of the points of the bus stops all throughout the Los Angeles area. And we can interact with this in sort of a fairly intuitive way. And we can also hit the Run button, which will plot this in a regular R graphics device. And we can see our plot here, and we can save it in any number of formats. And we see that our history here has a completely reproducible history of everything that we've done so far. Also, I have in this data set polygon data, and this is a map of the United States. It has a variable at the end of it called year admitted, which is the year each state was admitted into the union. So let's take a look at that. So we'll just reset our plot here, and we'll add in the polygons for the United States. Okay. Now let's just say that we're only interested really in the East Coast. What we can do is we can subset this and just draw a bounding box around the East Coast, and we'll call this East. And so now we only are looking at the East Coast of the eastern half of the United States. And let's drag on a choropleth, and we'll look at the year each one of these was admitted into the union. Okay. And so now we have a pretty nice looking plot of the year that each one of the states in the eastern half of the United States were admitted into the union. It really shows how quickly you can create and edit plots and manipulate your data in the builder here. And of course, just like the other one, we can run this and it will create a plot in regular old R. And that's pretty much it. So I think it's a pretty exciting addition. And yeah, I look forward to hearing comments from people.